On an episode of The Simpsons, Homer, who is the main protagonist and also dubbed the town idiot, is faced with the dilemma of fulfilling his role as a safety inspector at Springfield's nuclear power plant. The plant is on the verge of experiencing a meltdown, and the fate of the town lies in Homer's incompetent hands. But instead of relying on whatever knowledge he has to avert this type of crisis, Homer uses a nursery rhyme to choose which button to push and eventually succeeds in saving the town. And while experiencing imposter syndrome, Homer is praised by his loved ones and coworkers who've mistaken his luck for proficiency. However, during a second meltdown at another power plant, Homer finally exposes his lack of prowess in front of his colleagues and, much worse, the power plant's owner, by using the exact same eeny, meeny, miny, mo nursery rhyme. And when angrily asked by the power plant's owner what button he pushed, he simply replies, "Mo." Now, in many ways, I liken Homer Simpson to rapper Cardi B, at least career-wise. Due to fate, timing, negligent gatekeeping, and in Cardi's case, a lot of nepotism, they've both ended up in a line of business they have absolutely no right being in. However, the stark difference between the two is Homer has been able to secure his career for years, while the cracks are starting to show in Cardi B's. At the recent Rolling Loud that took place in Thailand, where fans expressed their distaste for her appearance, it's evident that her star power may be fading soon due to lack of new music. Cardi B has not released an album in 5 years since her first one, Invasion of Privacy. And the speculation for this is due to the huge possibility that she does not write or make any real contributions to her own music. Instead, she has rapper and songwriter Partisan Fontaine behind the majority of her hits and features, including Bodak Yellow, I Like It, No Limit, and WAP. And even when you take a look at the writing credits on her album Invasion of Privacy, we see Partisan Fontaine, whose legal name is Jordan Thorpe, given a writer's credit on 11 out of 13 tracks. And because people have started to do their due diligence, Cardi B has given the public these nonchalant excuses as to why she's not the one pushing the pen behind all these songs.
It's a big part of the song. You know, I heard the record and I was like, motherfucker, I want that record for me. So, you know, I flicked it. I made it to a girl version. I don't give a ghostwriter, co-writer. I don't give a What you need to do is ask your favorite rappers about their ghostwriters, huh? I don't really give a about being lyrical. I don't give a about this and that. If that shit don't work for me, I don't care. I like to make shit that's gonna make me money. I wanna make money. This is the thing. People wanna make it seem like, oh, hip-hop is about writing. No, hip-hop is about living that life. Because when you're a little girl, these little girls don't know if people write their music or not. These little boys don't give a about if these write their music or not. Hip-hop is about living what you talk about. I don't think it's entertainment. And I live everything that I rap about.
Now, despite what Cardi B's opinion is, lyricism and being able to articulate your own experiences on wax in an eloquent fashion is a major component of MCing. The issue is, most of these new artists are so dishonest with how this art form should be treated because their main objective is just to simply make money off this thing called hip-hop. And while I don't object to commercializing or profiting off of it, I mean, you can still remain true to the art form. A rapper or hip-hop artist's biggest strength is their ability to poet their own encounters. It is the measuring stick for an artist's greatness or inferiority. And even with all the trash that has flooded the industry today, we still use it as a barometer to classify the icons and the misfits. And to have Cardi B tell you that it shouldn't matter if hip-hop artists write their own music is just her way of trying to convince the masses that she deserves to be in the pantheon of icons or real artists who possess the ability to pen their own songs. AKA, she knows she's a fraud and is doing her best to convince the world otherwise. It also discredits the hard work that real artists and pioneers have done and still continue to do. Truth be told, Cardi B's inflamed beef between another female rapper, her ghostwriter, her stint on the reality TV show Love and Hip Hop, and the push from the industry is the basis as to why she is relevant. None of those things spell out the word talent, which is something that competent artists need in order to have careers with longevity and real respect from the general population. And while all those things have launched her career, it will not grant her staying power. And I have a feeling Cardi B is starting to understand that. With public anticipation for the release of her sophomore project, She has now become Homer Simpson during the second meltdown, with all eyes on her, forced to show the world why she deserves to be in this line of business called the hip-hop industry.